Hi NaNoWriMo people. So this is kind of my update since, I think I updated on day 15, give or take. So, excuse me, it's been a while since I updated, obviously, about 4 days, I think, and there's a number of reasons for that. Most of them involve school, the other involved me being just too tired after writing to really record my progress. So yeah, and there was a kind of underlying reason as to why that is, and that's because I have reached 50,231 words for NaNoWriMo. I'm not done with my novel yet. I'm actually almost done, but I am going to go back and add some things. I'm gonna add scenes. I'm not gonna actually edit. I'm going to add a few scenes. There's already one scene I want to add because I have kind of this overarching villain in my story, kind of like in A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. It's just the execution of this overarching villain is a little bit different. For one thing, Sarah J. Maas makes the Enchantress the overarching villain. Well, my overarching villain is not the Enchantress. The Enchantress is actually the good person. And I just kind of, I go with that. But, I have an overarching villain. He doesn't really have that much of a, he doesn't get screen time until the end of the novel. I don't want to, I need to kind of integrate him into the fabric of the novel a little bit more. I'm definitely I need to put him in the prologue. I know that. I need to at least mention him in the prologue. Make some sort of illusion that there's more going on than just, L'Oreal, that's the person who I've coined as the Enchantress, and then L'Oreal's beef with my beastly character, Rowan. And I need to do a lot of that. I need to figure out how to do it, and I need to weave him in and out of the story before I finally introduce him, because that needs to be a build-up. That definitely needs to be a build-up, because there's this it's kind of like, you know how Lord of the Rings, you never meet Sauron. Does anybody know this? Anybody know this? Anybody who's read the books would know this. And even in the movie, you don't meet Sauron, but you still see the eye, and you actually see the eye wreathed in flames, and it talks to you. But it's a movie. This is a book. This is a book, and I need to weave the bad guy in there more. I also need to work a little bit more on the romance and a little bit more on Rowan and Brianna's, not Brianna. I have another story kind of weaving in me right now. I kind of started a little bit on a short story series just to kind of take a break from beasts. And it has elves. I always do elves, but that's one of my other previous ideas, and I just kind of dabbled on it so I could take a bit of a break. And then of course I had my schoolwork, and I still have my schoolwork, so again, that was the other reason why I hadn't updated in a while. Anyway, but I need to work on the romance and kind of their friendship. I need to work on their friendship. I need to tweak. I need to see what I did in the fan fiction and review what I did there, because I might tweak it more towards that, or maybe add a little bit more of the elements, because I remember there were some parts, there was a part of that Beast gets angry at Belethiel scene that I really, really liked what I did, but I need to do it. And then there's also a few kind of there's just a few scenes. There's another scene that I need to, one of the other things I need to figure out if I want to do is add a few more point of view characters, like make them lesser point of view characters, not like overarching plot, like they get a little blurb in a chapter or two, like a blurb or two in a chapter, especially one of the other characters, because I do intend to expand into her story. She's going to be my Snow White, my world's Snow White, which will be, like, the elements of Snow White will be in there, but trust me, it's, like, you thought Snow White and the Huntsman was different, this will definitely be different than, I think, what most people do for Snow White's tale. And I can safely say that because I read Winter recently, as everybody knows. And Winter was different. Very different. But there's, like, you know, of course there's going to be, like, that poison apple motif that I'm definitely going to put in there. But the execution of the Snow White fairy tale is definitely going to be different. Some people might say it will look a little bit similar to how Once Upon a Time did it, and they wouldn't be wrong because I like the way they did Once Upon a Time, but it's not going to be quite there. It's not going to be quite similar. It'll be a lot different even than Once Upon a Time. I do something different. And some people might even say, well, you kind of got that from Snow White and the Huntsman. I'm like, no, and I'll admit that I probably did. But again, there's just, it's an element. There's just a few elements in there that I'm going to go, yeah, I got that from there and I got that from there. There is influence there. But the execution, I think, will be fairly new. If somebody else does it, let me take this time to assure you, I didn't know. But yeah, so I need to put Ariel, she's going to be, that's the name of Belethiel's older female cousin. She's actually kind of the hunter of the house. She goes and gets food. Belethiel cleans the house, does a lot of to-market stuff. She does a lot of cooking. And that's because Belethiel's more of a reader-writer type. But she does know how to hunt. She knows how to do all this stuff. The elves know how to do all this stuff. It's just she doesn't particularly like doing it as much as her cousin does. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why are you making Snow White your hunter? You'll find out in the actual book. So, yeah, that's what I intend to do on that front. But yeah, my story in on itself isn't done yet. It'll be, I'm gonna project 60,000 words just to be safe. I might like reach 55,000 or maybe a little over or under as I finish the novel, but I don't think it's not going to be a big novel. In fact, I actually wouldn't be surprised if my Snow White novel was longer than this one. But yeah, this is definitely not going to be a big novel. Not at all. But that's fine. That's fine. You shouldn't. I honestly believe every author's first novel should be like totally short. Be short, you know, be short. Let us get used to you. Let us readers become acquainted with your writing. Don't overdo it, George R.R. Martin, even though I actually think he wrote stuff before Game of Thrones. But I don't know. Outlander. There we go. Outlander's a huge novel. It took me forever to read it. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of my thing right now. Yay, I reached 50,000 words. Yay, yay, yay. So I'm definitely going to be updating my story a lot more slowly now. Like I said, I'm not done yet, but I'm almost done. Though I wouldn't be surprised if I just kind of go, yeah, I'm done. I can actually see myself doing that, but I'm going to try and finish it, and then I'll validate my word count and win. Unless, like, you they get like, unless the first couple people who do it on this day get like 70% off Scrivener or something. If that happens, I'll probably be updating my word count. Or not updating, but I will probably be validating my word count early if that happens. But yeah, I'm not done. I'm not done, but I'm almost done. And even with the additions that I plan on adding, I don't think it's gonna exceed over 60,000 words. To me, this is a short novel because I've planned longer things and far more complex things. Though I have to say, this world has turned out to be a lot more complex than I thought it was going to be originally, which goes to show you that writing is a very long journey, and it's worth it. It's worth it, but you definitely need to keep track of. I needed to have kept better track of what I was doing. But it helps that, like, the next books, I think, will actually, like, be easier for me to write because I have, they're not, like, they're not sequels. They're not sequels and they are sequels. But I think they'll be easier to write. Anyway, have a nice day.